Hello, welcome to Plum ERP. Let us just have a overview. We had a overview of the purchase module. Now we'll be seeing the purchase module a little more deep dive into the actual application logic and the flow associated. So let's see the actual purchase flow in the application. The purchase intent is raised by the user, the departmental user who wanted the material, and which need to undergo an approval process, which is then converted into a purchase order. Based on the type of companies, there could be a request for quotation here and seek quotation. And the purchase order need to be approved, and the approved purchase order is ready to be sent to the vendor. And when the material comes, the material is received and recorded and is integrated to QC for approval, and then it will be added to stock. However, the QC is a separate module and users can opt accordingly. Let's see this module: purchase intent, purchase order, then we have GRN in Plum purchase module. So basically we have the masters, different masters like vendors, materials and all. Let's create a purchase indent to start with. We are creating a new indent by defining the cost center applicable or whatever it is, and we'll take the cost center. And if the user wants it to be purchased from a specific vendor, he can indicate here, else it can be de facto to any vendor concept. He can also pick any specific project for which he is buying it and specific cost center to which he is buying it with a brief remarks. And you will notice the order is got created, the purchase indent got created. This is the purchase indent of type from the corporate office. So let me write create an item, some washer. Okay, there are a lot of washers are there. Let me just take some D type washer, and he wants maybe about 25 pieces. The same projects and the cost centers picked up have come here. Maybe he can define by what date he needs. He can put it, say, maybe by month end, and save the record. Any specific narration is to be required. Material of EN8 is required. Okay, so he created the purchase indent, which is a D-type washer on 18th of February. So this need to undergo the process what we have earlier defined, the approval process. So now I'm approving it. Only thing is, in this you will see the same person creating indent, approval and all that, but in real life these modules will be handled by different users with different user rights. So you will see the indent which we created have come here, and the purchase indent, D-type washer. And now suppose you wish to know about see the last purchase of D-type washer, you just click here. You will know the stocks that are held up in different places, the last 5 transactions, maybe the last 5 purchases, reserves, unposted, or whatever it is. That means the material status, both physical quantities and the rates at which it has been purchased, are also visible for the authorizing person to make the more meaningful decision. Incidentally, if he wants to seek some advice from any of the users, he can seek advice. If boss is defined, then this such box appears for the boss also, or he can seek the advice from anybody else. So de facto by the thing will come there for him to send it. So let's go and try to approve this, and as we approve, keep your eyes on this line. So we are just approving it. It gives some brief of what happens if you approve and all that. Then you are ready and say approve, and you will notice this order got vanished. The earlier order was today's dated for 25 numbers of D type washer. So let's see where the order has gone. If we go to indents also, you don't see them, but basically what happened is it went into a posted state. You can see the D type washer for 25 pieces. Now the purchase department wish to send some RFQ to different vendors. Let us assume that I'll be sending it to somebody called AD Engineers, okay, and that is, see, the item is ready, quantity. You can ask default maybe 25 or less also. So for reference purpose, let me, actually the vendor's email appears here. Just for testing purpose, I am putting my own email. So let me send this email to the vendor. In this mechanism, basically it helps the Plum ERP helps the organization to shrink this entire process. That is, the vendor need not have any license of this application, and he can simply use the a typical mailing, and then based on which he can send the quotation. Let us see. Yeah, some mail has come, subject RFQ number so and so. This is my mail account. I just open it, and yes, it's there, ready, D type washer, something, 25 numbers. You want to send the quote, please send the quote. So here is the quote. So here the user is using the application without having the license of it. So I said the cost is maybe 25.50, and I would like to charge an excise of 4% and maybe a VAT of 4%, and I'm indicating it is X godown, X warehouse, and I'm submitting the quote. That is, the vendor is submitting the quote. So the moment he submits the quote, he is absolutely through with it, and any attempt to further submit the quote will be invalidated. So let's get into our application. Now that he submitted the quote, general in real life is that will be sent by mail, and then the user will see that data and then re-enter the data. Now here that is all removed, and we will say compare the quotes, and you will see the rates have come here, and you can also print the quotation. If you remember, we have indicated an excise of some X% and a VAT and all these things. So that makes just a simple approach to the entire application, and it is up and running. That means that you have received the quotation. So let's proceed to the purchase order. So in the purchase order, now we want to buy from, say, AD Engineers, okay, and want to the applicable taxes, whatever it is, they are just picking up. Now here I'll be picking up the pick indents, and you will see the indents which are approved, they appear here, and based on this the purchase order can take place. Now you will notice the specific indent has come here, and here you can also know about the latest situation of that particular material. So we have ordered 25 pieces. Let's suppose that I wish to place only a 15 pieces, and you will notice the rate, all those things have come from the quotation. So only 15 pieces I want to place order on AD Engineers, and so now we have data got inserted, and let's try to print that purchase order and see. You will see the net, gross, everything, they're all okay, and it is on AD Engineers, And let's go back to our indent and see the status of the indent. This is the posted indent. So indenter wish to know what is the status of his indent. So when he asks for a supply order, you will realize that there was a purchase indent and there was a purchase inquiry is sent, and also the purchase order is placed. That means the thread is getting maintained. One can see the purchase order or purchase indent or whatever it is. So for having placed the purchase order, this needs a special approval. This purchase order number so and so dated today is appearing here with the D-type washer, and we approve that like the same philosophy we have indicated. Okay, yes, it is approved, and that particular purchase order is complete. So once the purchase order is complete, it goes to the GRN, or the goods receipt. So after some days, assume that this AD engineers delivers the material, and his bill has come, and we pick up the applicable taxes as applicable, and then the data is saved. Now here the user says, okay, pick purchase orders. It will show all the pending purchase orders on that particular vendor, and incidentally you will see 1,96,000, the order which is just created. There are 15 pieces. Assume that the vendor has supplied only 8 pieces. So let us take all the 8 pieces here and try to approve that, pick up that. So we picked up that 8 pieces. So let's try to see the line items. The line items are readily available. Let us see the thread here, that is the supply thread. You will notice this goods receipt is made because there was a purchase order number 1,96,000, and this 1,96,000 purchase order is made because there was an indent for 128. That means we have placed indent for 25 numbers, and the order is placed for 50 numbers, leaving 10 numbers as balance, and we have received 8 pieces and leaving 7 as balance. Every stage we can see the purchase order here, the GRN, and then the purchase order, then why this is placed, even the indent. That means end to end, like we have just explained, the entire purchase indent, approval, purchase order, approval, GRN, that is the goods receipt, is complete in all respects, and also the supply thread is well established. Thank you.